Every single time one of these men on the internet that want to be internet famous gets on marriage, they have to talk about divorce and combative women. And you keep talking about this successful ass marriage, and just because I have not married again, I'm living in my failure? I'm living in my fucking success.
Well, she seems lovely, but welcome one and all to a Pick Me's reaction. In this video, we prove why modern women will never give up the sweet, sweet privileges they enjoy whenever they walk away from a marriage. Brace yourselves for some good old strong and independent masculinity.
Can you let me finish what I'm saying? You can ask me questions about failed marriage.
No, because you brought up me and my failure.
Illogical arguments and emotional outbursts.
Nigga, you're living in your failure too.
You're living in your failure.
You know how you living in your
You're living in your failure.
See, now we finna do this.
Can you please just let me finish talking? I respected you whenever you were talking, but you walked up the wrong tree.
And the usual shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right.
What you do is you call women on their bullshit, and what's the first thing to come out of their mouth? Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. Sign language.
Before we get into the video, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the channel. It helps with the algorithm overlords. Thanks.
No, go to her, because she sounds like she got a lot to say. Go ahead.
Bohemian, did you want to give a little bit of context as to what was going on with those face expressions?
Nigga, every time we talk about marriage, you always have to talk about divorce. No one, like psychologically, we cannot think about marriage without thinking about divorce because people keep doing it. Every single time one of these men on the internet that want to be internet famous gets on marriage, they have to talk about divorce and combative women. And I'm like I was cool. Like y'all saw me, y'all cool. And then, you gotta think about divorce. And then combative women, people that don't want to submit and be cooperative.
Well, they weren't lying when they said a hit dog will holler. All it took to trigger her was the mere mention of the word divorce. Women like this love to pretend conversations about their failed relationships don't bother them. They insist they're happier now, thriving, and better off single, yet it never takes much to expose the bitterness that surfaces the moment they're forced to defend their past decisions. I'm willing to bet this isn't going to be an exchange where she demonstrates much logic, accountability, or self-reflection. But hey, you never know. Let's see if she turns out to be the exception.
We could just talk about marriage. Like, if that's the goal, because literally, I think what set me off is that everything was so positive, right? Like, everybody was giving like these answers about how men view women when they first meet them. And then we have to be met with divorce. When we're talking about marriage, we're talking about marriage. Divorce is divorce. That's a completely different subject. And if you want people, especially the people who are advocating for nuclear families and marriage and women need to be wives and men need to be husbands, why keep bringing up divorce? That psychologically, that does something to people. If you keep that in the conversation, people are going to always be scared to get married. And then the things that you're talking about are null. You might as well shut the fuck up talking about marriage and just talk about divorce because you're scaring the shit out of people. And also, if you want men to marry these wife-like women, why keep talking about combative women? We're not talking about them. We're talking about the women that you want to marry. This is counterproductive. It has no place in this conversation at all whatsoever. So that's really what my facial expressions were about. It was stupid, with all due respect.
First of all, why do people say with all due respect or respectfully right before or right after they are blatantly disrespectful? That phrase has never made sense to me. It's usually just a warning label for nonsense that's about to follow. But back to the stupidity at hand. Anytime I see a woman her age struggle in conversations that require basic logic, I start to wonder, is this a genuine lack of critical thinking, or is it a deliberate tactic where she's playing dumb to derail the discussion because she knows she's about to look bad? Anyone entering something as unpredictable as marriage would be foolish not to consider all possible outcomes, including divorce. That's not pessimism, it's realism. She's behaving as if she lives in a Harry Potter universe where everyone's afraid to say Voldemort, except her Voldemort is divorce.
I don't like this divorce conversation.
I don't give a fuck.
When we're talking about marriage, when we're supposed to be marriage-minded, when we're supposed to be advocating for marriage, let the niggas that are hurt and harmed by divorce, and they got this arrested development, let them talk about that over there. But we are supposed to be talking about marriage and bringing families together, right? I mean, that's what I thought we were doing in this moment, at least. So why the fuck is we talking about combative women and divorce?
Well, let me answer the question. So why did I mention divorce? Why did I mention combative? Couple of things. Number one, because I can. Who can stop me? Number two, if you feel like that's not what you want to hear, you can remove your ass from the conversation.
Get the fuck out of here!
Nobody's gonna bat an eye. Number three, he acts from a man's perspective. What goes through a man's mind when he's thinking about getting married? And to be genuine about this conversation, you would have to factor in the risk. Unfortunately, women do not think the way we think. This is exposing that we think very different, y'all. We actually look at the risk when we're making a decision like this. Y'all don't, because divorce is a good thing for y'all. It's a good thing if it fails, according to the probability and the likelihood in most cases. Not all, but most cases. That's why men think about those things. Because innately, it is natural for us to have novelty. Whenever we get into marriage, we got to discipline ourselves to the restrictions of a marriage. So we have to consider the factors. Are we actually ready? Can we be loyal? Can we be faithful to just one woman and restrict ourselves to that? Are we ready to lead a household? Are we ready to deal with conflict when we deal with a woman? We have to put those things into play, into the thought process when making these decisions. That's why a person like me who done that is able to have a lasting marriage versus yourself who failed at marriage because you didn't think about these things.
Well, there it is. I figured she was either the multiple engagements but no marriage type or the classic divorcee. Isn't it funny how modern women like this are always eager to tell you how different they are, yet they all end up sharing the same personality traits, argument styles, and recycled talking points? After a while, they become incredibly easy to predict. Take this middle-aged divorcee, for example. Like many in her peer group, she's developed a very specific post-divorce edge, an abrasive, confrontational tone that usually shows up the moment she's challenged. Suddenly, the decorum is gone, and she feels confident throwing around words like, it's like a dormant, rebellious gene that only activates after their marriage is dissolved.
Let's talk about divorce.
Excuse me.
Let's talk about your divorce.
Excuse me.
Since you want to talk about my divorce, let's talk about divorce.
Excuse me. I wasn't finished talking.
No,
excuse me. I wasn't finished talking.
Let's bring up your
excuse me. I was not finished talking.
What's your first wife leave you
Excuse me. Let me finish talking.
Why your first wife leave you, Darwin?
I should let you know that it's poor etiquette to interrupt when somebody's talking. I'll let you finish talking. Can you let me finish talking?
You keep bringing up my divorce.
Can you let me finish talking?
You keep bringing up my failure.
Can you let me finish talking?
Also,
you're showing your true nature, man. Just let me finish talking, and I won't interrupt you when you talk.
That's fine.
Thank you. If you don't want to hear it, you can remove yourself.
I want us to be on the same page of our failures.
We're not on the same page. I'm a married man. You're living in your failure.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
And you're trying to shoot.
You're trying to shoot in your failure too.
You're living in your failure.
You know how you living in your motherfucking
You're living in your failure.
See, now we finna do this.
Can you please just let me finish talking? I've respected you whenever you were talking. But you barked up the wrong tree, and now your panties is wet right now.
So go ahead and just
Darwin. Can you just be quiet? Can you be quiet and let me finish talking?
Okay, you can have the floor. Here's the thing: I don't submit to you.
Can you have some decorum and let another panelist talk?
I respected.
I respected the platform, not necessarily you. I respected the platform to allow you to finish speaking, so that the podcast continue to be effective for those who want to listen. But what you're doing is you're being a statue in New York. You're being that overweight statue in New York right now.
Let's talk about our failed marriages.
Can you let me finish what I was saying, and then you can ask? Can you let me finish what I'm saying, and you can ask me questions about failed marriage?
No, because you brought up me and my failure. So
I'll let you go ahead and talk. You go ahead and talk.
No, let's talk about your failed marriage as well. You keep talking about this successful ass marriage, and just because I have not married again, I'm living in my failure. I'm living in my fucking success. I chose myself. That doesn't have shit to do with anything. But let's talk about why the fuck you got left. Did she file or did you file? Let's talk about that, since you always want to bring up somebody's divorce, because you are a divorced man. Your ass got left or left. We don't know.
Like I said at the start, she's doing all of this to derail the conversation because she's trying to avoid looking bad in front of everyone. Notice how she never actually rebutted a single point. She just interrupted him at every opportunity. She kept talking about living in her success and choosing herself, which is code for, I decided mid-marriage that I suddenly deserved more after consuming content that excuses bad behavior while feeding delusion and narcissism. This is the same nonsense women like her are sold. The right man will take you as you are, won't care about your past, and will happily raise your kids. Pure fantasy. What's most surprising is how often they fall for these lies and cling to the hope peddled by the Derek Jackson types.
Are you finished talking?
So don't bring up my motherfucking
Are you
divorce
finished
again.
talking?
Don't bring up my divorce again
Can I
unless
finish
you're
saying
ready
what
to
I was
talk about
saying?
yours. So as long as you stop talking about my divorce, we'll stop
Jay,
talking
are you
about
going?
your
I don't know
divorce.
if you want to moderate, but
As soon
I'm
as
trying to be
you bring
respectful.
up my divorce, this is the
And
one
she's
that
gonna
you
make
can
me
get.
revert back to being bruiser again, and I don't want to do that on this platform no more. I turned over a new leaf. Okay, so let me finish saying what I was saying. So to summarize what I was saying, when you ask a question in this nature from the position of where a man has to give his perspective, it's important for some of the women to just shut up and listen, because we're trying to give you the game on here on how we think. You wouldn't otherwise get if you didn't have the luxury of being able to talk to us. But whenever you give us the time to be able to explain ourselves on how we think when we're making a critical decision and getting a marriage, it is a such thing that we actually consider these factors before we making a life-changing decision. And whether or not we can actually deal with a woman based off of what she's given us is important. And we know that a lot of women be on their representative in the beginning whenever we're trying to select and vet them out to actually seal the deal at the altar. We keep it a space in our mind to be able to compensate for the fact that she might change up on us. So we do consider divorce because it's likely to happen in this era. This is the one era that is most likely to happen out of all the eras. And we just seeing it way too often to turn a blind eye to it. And we have a group of women growing that's trying to convince us to not consider those factors so we can set ourselves up for failure and set our sons up for failure. And we just don't want to do that. So I'm one of those guys that are going to continue to hold the line. And I'm not doing it out of just saying it. I'm doing it out of integrity and credibility. I'm speaking from a position of where I'm living at, and I have a history of the things that I'm talking about. You can go ahead and check my resume. So guys who listening, you can listen to me, a man who's not afraid to show his wife, not afraid to present his lifestyle to the public, and can actually take time out of his life to go and push the narrative. Or you could listen to a woman who's scorned, bitter, angry, and alone, and failed. Your choice.
There's a saying that goes, privilege is invisible to those who have it. And after the countless high-profile divorces where men were taken to the cleaners, women can't keep pretending they don't understand what a man stands to lose should he get hit with one of those irreconcilable differences nightmares. The uncomfortable truth is many of them simply don't care. And from what it looks like, she's actively trying to silence men who do understand the modern realities of divorce so those who are still ignorant don't wake up. Remember when she said this conversation is scaring men away from marriage?
If you want men to marry these wife-like women, why keep talking about combative women? We're not talking about them. That psychologically, that does something to people. If you keep that in the conversation, people are going to always be scared to get married.
Here's my take. Women in her age group are largely a lost cause on the topic. Their only real value in this discussion is to serve as a warning from history, a blueprint of choices to avoid. This is exactly why content and conversations like this are all so important nowadays. I have more commentary videos like this coming soon. Leave your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe. See you in the next one.